Vinny, how are you, Rutman?
Sharp mfana wa mujarate.
Sharp. Welcome to the Keys podcast, Rutman. Sharp Mara today.
Kumnat, always.
Thanks for welcoming me into your home, and I hope this interview will be a good one.
Yeah, let's hope so. It depends. Let's hope so. But because I know you from long, I think it will go very smooth.
Yeah.
Let's just hope it will go smooth.
So, can you please introduce yourself to my viewers? Kimam Bravini, where were you born?
If Chandra Velaka Bravini will take the whole, I don't know, the whole day.
But
let me just summarize everything about me.
Yeah.
Bravini was born in Mamelodi.
Yeah.
Go D2, not playing about D2 that side.
Yeah.
Next to Mamelodi High.
Yeah.
Born and bred, they grew up there. But initially he's from Northwest. Motswana. Yeah, ke mokhatla wa motho ke mokhatla wa rena. Ba mamarama ba re here jare are ha di mara ha di ngwana teng. Yeah, that's my claim that one. Yeah. So ke mokhatla na ke khawo. Yeah, and then grew up in Mamelodi, but most of my schooling is really at Trishville until I reached my matric. It's in matric go Holy Trinity High, next to Galafong Station. If you know Galafong Station, next door ke Holy Trinity. That's where I did my grade 12. By then it was called Standard 10.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but now it's post 1994. Everything changed.
To the grades.
Yeah, to the grades, but grade 12. Yeah, in a nutshell, that's me.
Who did you
and fortunately or unfortunately, I was raised by my auntie, sister, yeah, my mom.
Yeah.
If we call her auntie, my sister, my mom.
Yeah.
I stayed with her until I started working. Yeah, but my mom was always there in my life. I don't really know, in the olden days, people used to work like far from home. Yeah. So
it was back in Apartheid.
Yeah, during those dark days, 6 o'clock out of town, or else you must have a permit. You know those things. Yeah, we grew up in that era. But it taught us a lot. Taught us a lot about life, about how you should conduct yourself. As much as we want to blame it, but on the other side, it taught us few things that we're still using today in our life.
We'll go there, I have a question for you on that. Can you please continue your upbringing? Time and stay on the picture.
You know, if I should talk about time, it's drips and draps. That time I've been thing, another time I staying, I've been thing. So partly, he was there in my life, but most of the time I spent a lot of my time with my auntie, and my mom used to come like in month end to come and check on us. So that's how it went. Yeah, until I grew up, until I am what I am today.
So now, what did you want to become?
You know, I think I'm going to go back to Apartheid again.
Let's touch on it once.
Because in the olden days you were channeled what you're supposed to be. You can't do anything apart from what you've been channeled. Like you have to become a teacher, you have to become a lawyer, you have to become a doctor. But those other great courses that you wanted to do, you were not allowed to do. So we were very channeled to do certain qualifications to sustain life. So initially I wanted to be a teacher because it was part of, and during those days there was another college in Soshanguve, TCE. I applied there, but things didn't go well, and I decided to know what, let me just look for something that will keep me busy. And I worked in Hamaskara. There's a place called Babelehi in Hamaskara. That's where I work. And I worked for like 3 years, and I said, you know what, it's not for me. I left. And fast forward a bit, 1995. That's when I joined the SAPS. But I was not like a police officer. I was just working on the other side of the police.
Oh, so before we move on to the police, I want us to draw a parallel between apartheid and now this state we are living in now. What is the difference? What do you see as the difference?
It depends how you, but at the end of the day, there's a big difference. If we should speak about politics, there's going to be a very, very big difference. Because remember, in the apartheid era, there were things that we were not supposed to. There were places that we were not supposed to visit.
Yeah.
If you're there, you have to have a reason why you're there, and after certain time, you must be out of that place. You're not allowed. It was like only whites that were allowed to move around those places. But post-apartheid, the so-called post-apartheid, you can move anywhere you want.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, let's look at what is happening around us. Everyone is free, and that freedom sometimes is to our disadvantage, because we tend to think that freedom doesn't go with responsibility. We do things that we're not supposed to do, and sometimes it hurts. Sometimes, if you want to talk about it, they'll think, no, you're from the old era, you're from the old age and all that. But let's just look around us, what's happening. Let's just look around us, what's happening. I'm not saying apartheid is good. Totally, I'm against it 100%. But let's just look at what is happening around us. I mean, if I should give you a practical example.
Yeah.
Let me just give you a practical example. Let's say you take a taxi from not far, from Silver Lakes.
Yeah.
You catch a taxi there you get into a taxi, you eat a banana. Ne?
Yeah.
You are going to hold that what do they call it? That peel. That,
banana leaves,
that peel from Silver Lakes, and once you get into Lokshan, you open the window through the window. You see that's one simple example that I can give. Yeah. My question was the difference between Silver Lakes. Why didn't you do that at Silver Lakes than doing it here in Lokshan? So you see, we still have that
mindset.
That mindset of no, where whites are or where there's a lot of white people, we're not supposed to litter. We rather litter where we stay. So it's one of the practical example. I can give you another example. I mean, here you can play music loud as much as you want. No one will tell you anything.
But back in the days.
But do the same thing in Silver Lakes. 2 minutes, either securities will be there, police will be there, set up, or whoever's playing the music, just either switch it off or play a bit low. So that's most of the things that you have to question yourself between the old and the new era. As much as we have that freedom, but some of us did not take it with responsibility.
Yeah.
See, that's sometimes what hurts the most.
That's true.
Yeah.
So let's go back. SAPS. Then you went to the SAPS.
Yeah, SAPS I worked for 13 years.
Yeah.
1995 until 2008.
What were you doing then?
Let's leave it for another day.
Right, sure.
Let's leave that for another day because let's leave that for another day.
Yeah.
It has to do with a lot of things, so let's just leave that for another day.
Yeah.
And if I should speak a bit about the SAP, sometimes you do something that you don't want to do. You just do it because you want to earn a living or want to make a living. So I worked there for like 13 years, and I told myself, you know what?
Can't do it anymore.
I'm a sports person. Let me just try something in the sports fraternity.
And someone who like outdoors.
Even if not outdoors, but anything that to do. I mean, chess is not outdoors. I play chess. I like chess. It's not an outdoor sport. You can do it in the hall. You can do it even outside. But you don't move around when you play chess. You just concentrate.
What does chess teach a person?
Chess, lot of things. Discipline. Think before whatever you do, think about it. Because once you've done that move, you can't go back. So teaches you whatever decision you take, own up to it and be responsible for it. That's one thing about chess. And it teaches you how to think. You must also, when you play chess, you must also think about the opponent. You must just tell yourself, what is he thinking? What is his next move? So you must play both pieces. Actually, not only your piece, but you must play both pieces. You must anticipate this move, if I should put it like that. Yeah, you must anticipate this action or his move, and how to counter that. That's what chess teaches you.
Who taught you chess and when?
Yo, I've got a brother in D2. It's been long, but I used to call him C. His name is Simon. I used to call him C. We were almost the same age. I think he was like 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
But when we grew up, I used to pass it. And so I saw him and his friends play chess. I said, you know what? Let me just learn this. It was, by then, I didn't know that it was a sport. It was just for fun, to keep myself busy. And that's where I learned it from a friend from D2 called C. I call him Simon. It's Simon. I call him C, but the real name in full is Simon.
Simon.
Yeah, that's the guy who taught me how to play chess. And from there, I used to play it even around where I'm staying now with some friends, but casually. I didn't take chess as a sport, but I'm happy that I learned how to play chess.
Would you say you're a good chess player in a scale of 10?
It depends how it depends how you define good, because remember, there's good, there's better, there's best. So I will never say that, because best are the professional players. You know, the old Gary Kasparov. Those were the top guys, if we should talk about best players. So I will say I'm an average player. Not better, not good, but an average player. But I can take anyone on the day.
Yeah.
Like any other sport.
Yeah.
You can play bad, but take anyone on the day if things goes your way. Yeah, that's how chess is.
So after leaving the SAPS, where did your journey go now after that?
After leaving them, I went to, there's a college called Boston College.
Boston?
Yes.
This one for music?
No, it's not music. It's different courses that you can do there.
Yeah.
So I did sports management and coaching there. And after that, I started working. When I was, if I should say something, when I was working at the SAPS,
yeah,
I used to work part-time at CBC, like maybe most of you guys. My ex-players knows that I used to work at CBC, but I did that part-time also. It was not full-time. I used to go after hours, go there and coach. I started coaching there, I think, in 2001 at CBC, and I worked there for many years. So that's where I developed my coaching skills. That's why I started loving to coach soccer. That's where I grew up with my soccer. And I also did, during those days, we used to call it introduction to coaching. Yeah. I think now they call it level D in coaching. If you do coaching, you have to do level D first. Yeah. By then, we used to call it introduction to coaching. Yes, that's the other thing that I did. Yes.
So coaching was something you always loved? Or
passionate. Let's use the word passionate. I was very much passionate because I used to play soccer. I played, if I should speak about my playing, I used to play with a lot of guys.
Who are the famous guys you played with?
I played, if you know Joas Mahulejo,
yeah, Shupi.
I played with him.
From
yeah, if you know Bennett, not Bennett, the other Mguni.
Temba
Mguni.
Yeah. The brother of Togozan.
Togozan Mguni also, I played with him.
Yeah.
When I was like playing soccer seriously, if you know Mambush Mudam,
yeah,
he used to play. Yeah, Daniel. He used to play for one team called Shining Stars. That side on the east side. Yeah, I know a lot about him because what I can tell you about him is that first half he used to play with soccer boots.
First half?
Yes, first half he played with soccer, and second half he take them off and play barefoot. And he'll score goals for you like nobody's business. Barefoot. That's Mambush Mudau, Daniel Mudau. Yes, but I think we were like one division above them. Yeah. Because I used to play for a team called Cardinals. Yeah. But most people don't know it by now. But if people who grew up with me, they will tell you. There was one guy called Mr. Sereti, who owned that team. He stays in D3. Yeah, he owned that team, Cardinals. We used to play against the Invaders from D6. Yeah. Yes, we used to play against the Publican Brothers. Yeah. So those are the guys that we played against.
So which level did you reach while playing?
You know, during the, and like now, we've got the Motsepe, the two Motsepe divisions.
Yeah.
But if you speak about those days, I think it was the Super League. If you speak about the Super League now,
Yeah.
because if after the Super League is the other Motsepe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I reached the Super League. Yes, that's.
Would you say you were you a great player or good or average?
I would say I was a good player. Good in the sense that great. If you speak about great players, we speak about the so-called professional players. Those are the great players, you know. If we should speak about the present players like the Tembas Vanes,
Yeah.
the Dr. Kumalos, yes, the Isaac Kumwane, may his soul rest in peace.
Yeah.
Sheiks, one of the best players.
But you always like, I remember while you're still coaching us, you always like to pass like Sheiks, plus you are left footer.
Yes. Not to pass like him, but situations, sometimes
awareness,
situations make you to do those things. Yeah, I mean, if you're able to read the game, then you'll be tip top.
Or you can't just do that.
You can't just do things for the sake of. You have to know why you're doing it. There must be a reason why you're making that pass. You can't just
outside of the booth.
Yes, just trying to impress other. No, you must do it with a purpose. Why you're making that? Because you make with the outside, it means it's going to go. You see, you pass with the inside. All those things. You must have a reason why you're doing that. You can't pass to your left with you can't pass to your right with the outside. I mean, if you pass with the outside, the ball goes to the left. Yeah. If you're left-footed, you see, that's basic.
Yeah. Basic 101.
Yeah, basic 101.
So which pillar position were you playing?
If I should use the word versatile, I used to play left back because I'm left-footed. Yeah. I used to play left back. I used to play left mid. I used to play defensive mid. I used to play attacking mid, like they call it number 10 now. Yeah. Yes, I used to play those positions. Sometimes I used to play goalkeeper if you don't have a goalkeeper, but I was not good with goalkeeping. That's one thing about my goalkeeping. But if there was no goalkeeper, I used to try it. Yeah, that's the thing about that. Those are the positions that I used to play.
So, what do you think prevented you to reach the professional level in your case?
Maybe if I should maybe job. Work, yes.
Or you had a lot of commitment.
Yes, I have to work full time, and then
But back in the days, players were working at the same time.
Yeah, you know, professional. Remember, you can't just reach professional. You have to start somewhere. Yeah. So during those days, there was a coach called Jan Malumboli Chaba.
Yeah, Jan Malumboli.
Yeah. He used to coach Sundowns Caltex under 19.
Yeah.
Yes. By then, I was one of the players who were supposed to go to that team. But because of job commitment, there was one boy, indeed, they call him Data. He played for that team also. He played with the Hlupis, Joas Mahuleho. Yes, he played with the Mambushes. They used to train next to technical there at the back in Mamelodi.
Oh, Flakfontein.
Yes, in Flakfontein there's a field there. I think it's dusty now. Yeah. They used to train there. So sometimes I knock off at 7 o'clock, and but now I could see the Jewel Fire.
Oh,
from Publican, Masilela also played there. He played for Publican and he went to Mamelodi Sundowns. So
Fire was cool.
Those were the players of my era, if I should, yes. Yeah.
So CPC, who are the players you think you've played a role in their careers? Who we know? Are there any players who went on to go professional or?
There was one or two players that played for Tax, I think, in the I don't want to say Mvela, but in the other Motsepe league, below Mvela. Yeah. But sometimes any sports go with discipline. Yeah. If you're not disciplined as much, you can be a good player, but discipline and respect the sport, then you'll go far. So there were two players. There were a lot of players that I can talk about, but sometimes you might be at the wrong team at the wrong time. Yeah. You see what I mean? If you know what I mean, yes. Because, I mean, for example, let's say maybe they are scouting players for a certain professional team. and maybe they're looking for a centre back, and you are a striker. So basically, they're not going to look at you. They might look at you, but not like the centre back if they're looking for a centre back.
You're not a priority.
You are not a priority if I should use that at that moment, yes. So, but what I can tell is that most of my players are very successful in life. Not in the sport.
Good human beings.
Yeah, good human beings. They are they're working good. So they are very successful in their own way, not in the side of the sports, but in their own way, very, very, very good. And sometimes I used to meet them on the street. I'm very proud. I'm very proud of them. They're also proud of me because I was able to very discipline them. By then, they could not understand why am I so strict with them. So remember, life after football, you have to be disciplined. You have to make it in life. I mean, we can mention a lot of teams that were very good. Not even good, but the best. But nowhere to be found today.
Sure.
So let's not mention names because let's not mention names. So let's just leave it there. But in their own way, most of my players have, even now, even the players that I coach after CBC, I used the team that I used to coach in Moretele Powerline.
Powerlines,
Yeah, most of the boys are very. They made it in life, even if they're not up there, but in terms of conducting themselves, in terms of life, I think I'm proud of most of them.
Because at one point you also coached me with Powerlines.
Yeah, you know me. I think if you should if there's one person who can write a book, most of my players in Powerline. They can write a book about me that I'm one person that.
What are your thoughts about that team? Because it was underrated, but it compete. We used to compete.
Yeah, Powerline first year. If I should take 5 minutes and talk about Powerline.
Yeah.
First year when we joined the Mafa League, Mamelodi Football Association, we used to get whipped 12, 15. I'm not going to lie about it. 20, we used to get those shambo. There was one team, if you know Ngolo.
Yeah.
He used to
I used
own
to
it.
play for that team.
Yeah. We used to get
Happy Pirates.
We used to get walloped from that team. But I remember one day in my first year, we played against them. They beat us, I think 10, 13.
10-0,
Yes, 13-1 or 10-0. And I think a week after that or 2 weeks after that, we were going to play in the cup. I think it was called the Coca-Cola.
Oh, is that Coca-Cola?
Yeah,
we lost.
Remember we lost on penalties?
On penalties, yeah.
Yes, after the game that
they equalized last minute.
Yeah, after they beat us 13, I went to the coach and I said, Baba, remember we're playing against you in the cup. There's no way you're going to beat me. He thought I was joking. We played in the cup. We drew 1-1. We went to penalties. We lost on penalties. And after the game, I was looking for him. Hey, he was just running away from me. But I could understand because that's
how
was
surprised.
Yeah, it was everybody, not him only, because it was fully packed. Everybody was we want to see what's happening here.
Sure.
And everybody was and we missed them in the last minute because there was a ball that Jomo was supposed to put that ball in the net, and then just shoot it straight to the goalkeeper. And it was in the last minute. So, but after that, the following year, that's where they started taking the team into we used to win 6, 7 games in a row, 8 games in a row. There was one time we were number 1 in the league towards the end of the league, and things happened that I think we just not speak about them here.
Yeah.
Things happened, and then we dropped. And I think we came 3rd or 4th in that year. I think it was my 2nd or my 3rd year with Powerline, and everybody was now taking notice of Powerline.
Who's this coach?
Yeah, and the people who started that team was Bra Alex, who was a policeman.
Shout out to Bra Alex.
Yeah, and Bra Steve, may his soul rest in peace also. Yeah. I think those were the guys who started Powerline, and they rope us in. And that's where Powerline and for me to leave Powerline, I think Bra Alex bought a house
that side,
the other side of Moretele, and he moved to that side, and there was communication was not like that, and we had a meeting there, politics came in.
You know, football
football politics. No, I told myself, you know what, let me just withdraw myself. So it's still there, power line. I think it's still doing good, but under new management, under new coaches.
Yeah.
But I'm still happy because it's still existing, and I think it's still doing well. And big ups to whoever's running that team. So that's I'm not going to say because I left Powerline and it faded away, it just disappeared. No, it's still there. I think it's still doing good, and I'm happy for them. And but initially it started by Bra Alex and Bra Steve. Yes.
So what is your footballing philosophy?
Football philosophy. You know, we can speak about philosophy. We can, but at the end of the day, we have to put the ball in the net. We can speak about philosophy. We can speak about how you want to play football, but at the end of the day, the ball must go into the net when you win the game. So basically, if I should start, that's my philosophy: win the game, and the rest will follow. But coming back to your question, if we should speak about philosophy, it depends. You know, coaches are not this. Football is not a complete sport. Because if it was a complete sport, we're going to play like in the league, win all the games. Like Sundowns now, I think they played like 11 games. They've won all the games.
Yeah.
So basically, it works. It's whatever their philosophy they're having, it's working for them. But if I should take a minute and speak about football, my philosophy about football is that if you have the ball, the other team won't score. That's my philosophy. If you keep in the ball, it means the other team won't score because you're keeping the ball.
Well, basically, we come from the school of tiki-taka.
Yes,
Pep
Pep Guardiola's the guy who was coaching Barcelona by then in 2010. Remember that coach is now coaching, I think, PSG.
Oh, Luis Enrique.
Yes,
yeah,
those were the guys. The style of play. Because, like I said, once you keep the ball, it means the other team won't score. But once you lose the ball, it means the other chances of the other team scoring are like up. You see, so. But remember, football have changed now.
It's evolved.
It's evolved.
And it's ever evolving.
That's why I said football is not a complete sport. Like now, if you can look at the teams like Liverpool, if I should talk about that team, you know that good teams, they are good coaches. Yes. Let's not mix the two. If we speak about Liverpool, they've got a good coach, Jurgen Klopp, because he's doing a combination of two. He's doing the pressing, he's doing the position, playing diagonals. So it's combination of all the philosophies, if I should put it like that. If we should look at that, one coach that I admire now is the coach of Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that wherever he coached Arsenal, he was a good coach at Arsenal. He coached Villarreal, he was a good coach at Villarreal. So if we should speak about the good coaches, we should speak about those guys. The underrated coaches, like him, no one is looking at him, but I think he's one of the best coaches that we can talk about.
What do you like about his style of play?
If let me just tell you something about the team that he coached, apart from Arsenal. We can even include Arsenal if you have Villarreal, he was at Arsenal, he was now at Aston Villa. He never had like the so-called
big names.
Never. You can look at all the teams that I've mentioned. He never had good names. But if I'm not, I think during his era at Villarreal, they played the Champions League.
Yeah.
And look at Aston Villa. I think they're like 3rd or 4th in the league now. They're in the top 4, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Arsenal, when he was coaching, they didn't stay long. Because of, I think, politics of Arsenal and all, they didn't stay long. But he was also a good coach there. You know, his philosophy is a combination of a lot of things.
Yeah.
He believes in hardworking players. He doesn't believe in good names or
stars.
Yes, no, he believes in hardworking players. If you're a hardworking player, you'll play for him anytime. That's one thing about and I think his name is Almer, something like that. Yeah, I think he's one of the, and he's also a hardworking coach.
Yeah.
Not just hardworking players, but also a hardworking coach. Because because his I mean, if you should pick up his CV says it all. Yes.
So you mentioned something about Liverpool, how they are playing the high press.
And intensity.
High octane game.
How
how the Do you believe that their strength is their fullbacks going up and down?
I think that their main player there is the captain, Van Dijk. Yes, he's. Sometimes we look at football different, but if you can check most of the movement, especially long balls.
Oh, the Aston Villa coach Unai Emery.
Yeah, Unai Emery. Yes. Coming back to Liverpool. Van Dijk. They most of the time they start out the ball at the back. It depends if they play against a team that presses. They have to come with option B or plan B. But if I should talk about Van Dijk, 90% of the long balls that Liverpool are playing are from Van Dijk.
They're accurate.
They're 100% accurate. And I think most of the coaches did not pick that up. They can play the ball at the back, like maybe make 6-7 passes, but once the third pass or the second pass comes to Van Dijk, will always pick a wingmate or a striker, and his passes are very accurate. Yeah. So that's one player
that's a big threat.
Yes, I think that it's him and Oxlade. Not Oxlade. Who's that other boy?
Alexander Arnold.
Those
he's
two
playing
players.
In mid now.
Yeah, he's playing in mid, and sometimes like Jagendorp used to play in defensive mid. Also check his passes. Those two players.
That guy.
Check his passes. Those two players.
I used to enjoy. I think it's the year they won the league and the Champions League, where the
Steven Gerrard. I think it was during the era of Steven Gerrard.
I think it's after because they had Alexander Arnold on the right, Robertson.
Oh, okay.
And they had Bobby Firmino, Mohamed Salah,
Mohamed Salah.
Yeah,
I think
Sadio Mane.
Yeah, Sadio Mane. Yeah. No, I think they were also under Jurgen Klopp. I think it was his first or second year with Liverpool. They won the league and they won the Champions League. Yeah.
At Anfield, it used to be a slaughterhouse.
It used to be like
you couldn't beat those guys.
No ways. Because remember, if you check Liverpool, 90% of their players are always running. So for you to play for Liverpool,
you need to be super fit.
Super fit. Because remember how they press? Remember how they run with the ball? Yeah. So you have to be super fit for playing for teams like Liverpool. I mean, if I should speak about Man City, they play the tiki-taka, if we should still call it tiki-taka now. Yeah. But remember, the difference with them is that they make their opponents to be tired. Because remember, you don't have the ball, you have to run. So that's the difference about it. But Liverpool, they run with the ball.
That's true.
You see. But one thing about, I think that their weak point is that they can score 5 goals, but their opponents will always score. Either 1 or 2 goals, they will always score a goal. Because of the type of system, of the type of football they play.
They're always opening up the game.
They are very offensive. So that's Liverpool, yes.
Oh, that's good. So moving forward, what are your thoughts on Rulani Mokoena and his style of play? Because I've realized this season. And second question is, who inspires you? Who do you look up to in terms of coaching?
Let's which question must I answer first? Which one do you want?
Let's start with this one year Rulani Mokoena, because I've realized one thing this season. He even said it in his interview that they are playing a chameleon football. Basically, it's a mixture of everything.
Yeah.
Basically, even spoke about the chameleon as a reptile, cold-blooded.
Yeah, and it changes color.
But it doesn't lose its characteristics.
Yeah.
So basically,
always move slow.
Yeah.
There's no way that a chameleon will run.
Will run, yeah. So basically, they've learned from the Champions League experience. Mm-hmm. They're up in the north that you also have to play the dark art where you waste time. You become.
You say.
Yeah,
like the North African countries, they do that.
They waste time, the mind games, all those kind of stuff, and being aggressive. If you can look at them this season, they've got so many bookable offenses, yellow cards and red cards. They get stuck.
They're more aggressive.
Than before.
Yeah,
so
because they learned that from Africa.
From Africa.
And then also mentally, You have to be strong because they will intimidate you in Africa. Like all the coaches that went to like Central Africa, North Africa, they will always intimidate. Wherever you go in Africa, they will always intimidate and they make you strong. I think that what made Sundowns to be what it is today.
Yeah.
Mentally, I think the players are strong, management is strong. But if we should go back to Rulana, I think before we speak out, let's take a minute and talk about Sundowns.
Yeah.
I think for us to speak about Rulana, it's like we're speaking up. It's like you expect somebody when he climb a tree to start at the top and go down. It doesn't work like that. You start at the bottom and then go up. So I think if there was one coach, they used to call him Screamer Chabalala. I think he's now one of the executive or whatever in Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
I think that is the guy who built Sundowns. If you
this Piano Shushan comes from him.
Thank you. That's where Piano Shushan came from. The Rabbi Moripes, if you know the Rabbi Moripes.
Yeah.
Yes, the Adam Guni, Bennett, is it Bennett, the short Bennett Mguni?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bennett Mgunis. Those are the guys who, when the Asian Tsoling, not Asian Tsoling, who's that, who came to Sundowns from this guy from, I think from Lodium. I forgot his name, short. I'll tell you his name if I remember.
Yeah.
Those were the guys that if we speak about Sundowns, if we speak about Tiki Tak, Zain Mosa, there we go.
Yeah,
Zain Mosa, those are the guys. And those are the guys we can talk about when we talk about the Tiki Tak, we talk about Sundowns, we talk about the Shushan and Piano. Like I said, you keep the ball, the other team won't score. That's what Sundowns used to do during those days. And it grew up. That's the philosophy. It grew up. And after that, we had coaches like Ted Dumetro, one of the best coaches that Sundowns ever had.
Yeah.
And most of the guys, most of the time, we don't talk about him. But if we speak about one of the best coaches, Ted Dumetro, there was one coach that came to Sundowns from, I think, Bulgaria, Christos Stoichkov.
Yeah, you used to coach. I used to play for Barcelona. Though.
Yes, but I think it's from Bulgaria, somewhere there. He used to coach Christos Stoichkov. He's one of the best coaches that Sundowns ever had.
Yeah.
Also him. I always respect those guys. And then came the Pito Musimanes, then came the Rulanes. So I think their philosophy developed long time ago. It's just that they took it there and there and just tried to make it more intense and more modern, if I should use the word modern. So I think it started there. But Rulani Mukwena is one of the best coaches. No doubt about it. And he's still young, he will still grow. But I can tell you, there's no coach for him in South Africa, if I should put it that way.
What is he getting right?
I think sometimes, when we talk on the street, like when we talk about football, we used to say, I'm not going to mention teams, but we used to say, how can you buy players without a coach? You see, first get a coach, and coach will tell you which players they want.
Yeah.
Because they let's say Powerline, they buy Jurgen Klopp. Then he comes to Powerline. 90% of players that are at Powerline are not
the material.
Are not the material that is going to work in
profile,
in his philosophy.
Is needed,
So he's going to do what? Try to buy other players. So
that will suit the system.
Yes. So why do you buy players if you don't have a coach? First get a coach, and the coach will tell you which players he wants.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first thing. So every player that Sundowns buy, it fits into the philosophy of Rulani.
The game model,
So that's why he's one of the best coaches. We don't just buy players for the sake of buying players. You must get a coach, and the coach will tell you which players I want, and then that's where you grow. And also let's also give big ups to the Motsepe family. I think they've done a lot for Sundowns.
The investment,
the investment, and they are not greedy.
Yeah.
That's why Sundowns is where it is today, because they're not greedy. They just want to develop football generally, or in the whole of South Africa. Because if you can check, most of the team are looking up to Sundowns. They want to be like Sundowns. But remember, coaches will always be different. Even if they can get money, whatever money you have, but you have to have a good system in your team. So I think even the management of Sundowns, they took the pressure away from the coaching staff of Mamelodi. They're only concentrating on coaching, and that's it. You see, that's the thing about Rulani. So he's buying players that are going to fit. He can buy a player today, tomorrow he can play in the Sundowns, because he can see that player.
This is what I need.
Yeah, like Mbule. You know Mbule. You know Mbule is the best player at Sundowns. We like it or not, even if not in South Africa, midfielder, he's the best player. We can say whatever we want, but he's the best player.
Do you feel like he has reached his potential?
Not yet. He still has to work hard.
Yeah, but this master chef is
but that's the master chef. Well, once he start cooking, then Sundowns will dance to his tune. If you look at the game that we played, where he's
man of the match, the long range goal.
Yes.
Is it again Cape Town Spurs?
Let's put that goal aside. Let's look at him.
The influence.
Let's look at the influence that he was saving that midfielder. So once that guy is in song, Sundowns is unstoppable. That's important. Because the time they bought that guy, I said now Sundowns is going to be unstoppable. He's the best midfielder. We like it or not. Maybe outside football we don't know about him.
Yeah,
but he's at the right time. They will channel him to concentrate on
the football.
On the football. But I'm telling you, that Mbule boy, you know, Mbule used to remind me of, there's one player who plays for Kaizer Chiefs, Skarango Beze. If on his day,
he'll mesmerize anyone.
Unstoppable. On his day, unstoppable. So South Africa has potential. So that's Rulani for you. He will never just a player because there's a pressure from management. No. If he doesn't want a player, if the player doesn't suit in his style of play, he will never buy that player. As much as every player wants to play for Sundowns. But
others don't fit.
But we're not saying they don't fit because they're not good players. They don't fit because they're not playing his style of football. So let's just get that out of the we're not saying they're not good or they're not the best players. They're best for other coaches who play different philosophy from Sundowns. So that's what I think that. But if we speak about Mbule, tip top. Skara, his soul rest in peace, tip top.
And he makes the most difficult things simple.
Thank you. You know the other thing.
Tekoma once said this, that one of the hardest thing in football is to make the hardest thing very simple. Look simple, like to a layman looking at the game, watching the game, think this guy, like
sometimes we make football complicated. Remember, football is centered around few things. You have to trap, you have to pass, you have to space, and that's it.
And the awareness.
The awareness is part of the tactical thing. I'm talking about the basic things of football.
You have to trap.
Be able to trap the ball and pass it and move. That's it. Everything is centered around that.
Those are the basic.
Those are the basic. I mean, if you want to play good, you want to be a good player, be able to trap, be able to pass, be able to movement. We're talking about spacing. You'll be able to space, then you'll be a good player. The rest, the tactical part, the inning will be centered around those. If you talk about the technical part, those are the things that you have to look at a player. So if you can't trap, you can't pass, you won't play for Sundowns. That's one thing about it. Movement will come later, spacing will come later. But if you can't trap, if a team if 3 players can make like 6 passes among themselves, then you tell yourself they can play triangle, they can play whatever they want.
They always play this thing rondo. Always there are always there's a triangle when somebody is the ball. Always there's an option of a triangle.
You see, and you must check. They make a triangle. They make 6-4 passes. Let's say 4 opponent comes in. The next, let's say the 7th passes. Once he turns, another triangle on the other side. You see.
So basically, so many triangles.
So many triangles. So many squares. Sometimes they play a square. It's like 4v2. They play it. Once the 3rd player comes in, they switch it on. They make another square, another triangle on the other side. You see, and the movement. Remember, be able to pass a player even if it's been marked or it's been picked. Remember, once you play that, check even at Sundowns. If a player has been picked, they play one-touch football. If there's no opponent, they trap the ball and make a pass. So that's how they play.
Always depending on the situation.
Depending on the situation at the time. If it's let's say 1v1.
Yeah.
Or maybe the other team try to close the midfield. Yeah. They take the balls to the wing. And remember, wing backs are quick. Wing mid are quick. So they open up the ball to the wing. That once you open up, bring the ball inside, play that tic-tac or play that Shushan and Pion, if you should put it like that.
Well, basically, when you're playing this, you're sucking the opponent's in, making them tired.
Thank you. Remember, once you have the ball, it means the team must run to win the ball.
And once you have the ball, you win the ball, then you're disorganized.
Sometimes, maybe we spoke a lot about something, but I think let me just make the last comment. Sundowns make football easy. Two things that they do: they keep possession. Once they lose the possession, they press and win the ball back. That's what they do. The rest, everything is centered around that. They press you, win the ball, and they keep it. That's what they do. And they're not afraid to pass the ball from the. Even if they're picked 1-on-1, they can start it from the back because that's how they play.
Yeah.
You see. So that's Sundowns. So that's Rulani for you. Yeah. Very intelligent. Lastly, about Rulani, I think there's a harmony between him and his players and the management. You see that harmony. I think that's the other strength about Sundowns. Even if he shout at them, he shout at them with respect, and they respect him in return.
And the one thing I've learned about him, he's the student of the game. He watches football like nobody's business. So do you believe that coaches must also watch football like that, like not to be saying, "No, I'm the best coach," and
there's no best coach, but there's best coach, because it's both sides. Yeah. It depends how you define a best coach, because a best coach is one who's willing to learn. That's that he might be good, but if he's willing to learn, he'll be the best. But he must continue to learn, because remember, like I said, football is not a complete sport. That's why you lose other games. So you must be willing to learn, and you must be willing to teach, and you must be willing to share information. It doesn't matter with who. See, so that's the thing about Rulane. I understand he spent most of his time like
reading books,
every game. He mentioned one guy, I forgot his name. I think it's one of the old guys that he is like his role model, and I don't think that guy is a soccer player. I forgot his name, but he used to mention that guy like always. And I tried to Google that guy, but
you forgot the name.
Yeah, I forgot the name. Sorry about that. I forgot the name, but maybe he'll mention it another day. If he did, I'll call it.
So what did he say about the guy?
He said he's the one who motivated him to be what he is today. Like never old to learn, never young to learn.
Yeah.
So he learns every day, and that guy motivated him to learn. And one thing about Rulani is last about check all his interviews. He put himself at the back. He always talk about Sundowns management.
The game of football belongs to the players.
He speak about management. He speak about the players. He speak about the most important part of football, the fans. Yeah. And that's when he put himself at the back. And when he put himself at the back, he doesn't say a lot about him. Everything belongs to the players, to the management, and to the fans.
Or it takes the pressure away from him.
So that's one thing I like about him. He always put himself behind everyone, but performance-wise, he's always in front. And a good coach must always accept his mistakes.
That's true.
You make mistakes, accept your mistake. You lose a game, accept, no, I've made a mistake there and there and there and there. Then you'll be a good coach. Don't be arrogant.
Yeah.
Don't leave the referees alone. Don't shift blame to the referees or to whoever. If you lost a game, accept it. I've made a mistake. I'll work on that mistake. Then you'll be a good coach.
So who inspires you as a coach? Who do you look up to on a worst day when you look at Ash?
There was another question. Did I answer the second question?
Yeah, it's this one.
Or who inspired me? I think, to tell you the honest truth, I don't have I have role models, it's like you say, but inspiration, I think I got inspiration from the street. Like maybe walking around, see boys playing good football there. Yeah. I sit down and watch them. And sometimes I used to be like, freeze the game, even if no one knows me. Get there and say, guys, let's stop. Let's do this. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. That's where I get my inspiration.
Oh, basically, you're not scared to try new things.
No, not. I mean, I've coached few teams. I've played. I've coached. You don't know, but I've coached a ladies team here in Mamelodi.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to play against the Sundowns, the Anamonatis team.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we used to play. She knows me. Even the husband knows me very well. We used to play against the ladies team, the Sundowns. We used to play against Pusha Mudise. We used to go to, I think the stadium is in Dobsonville. We used to go there and play against them. So I've been in football. I've been in football for 5 years. I've been in football for long.
Oh, basically, you're not scared of trying out new things.
No, like you said, inspiration. Yeah. I'd get inspiration from the kids on the street. That's why I get inspiration. I said, oh, at least football is still alive. That's why I get inspiration, and that pushes me to be more involved in sports. But now, because of now, where I'm working, I work more with sports, and I used to get home very late, like 6:30, 7 o'clock. So I don't get time to go and watch when they train. But we can see, if I'm not free, I go and watch the games and all that. But sometimes I wish I could freeze the game and say, Baba, no, you're not doing it. But remember, football is not complete. That's how they trained. My philosophy might not be the same as his philosophy. So that's football. That's how football is. But inspiration, I don't have anyone who inspired. If I should mention one person that can say inspired me, is the owner of Cardinals. Remember, I spoke about Mr. Seriti.
Yes,
Mr. Seriti is the guy who inspired me. Because why I'm saying that is that after the game, we used to play in Sundowns on Sundays. Let's say we play against that team from D6, I forgot the name, Invaders. Let's say we play against Invaders. So when we come back, when everybody going home and all that, I used to take the kid, go to his house, watch the kid hanging there, so that next game the kid must be clean. So that's how and during that he used to sit down with me and talk to me and all that. That's where I learned my discipline also. In terms of life, in terms of sports. That's where I learned my discipline, and that's where I learned to respect sports. So if I should speak about one person who inspired me, that's Mr. Seriti. That's the guy who inspired me. Yes.
So how have you been able to take players who you see that this player is lacking a lot and transform a player into a very, 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 very good football player? Where do you get all the patience? Because I believe other coaches they lack.
If I should answer you in a very short sentence, don't judge players. Don't ever judge players. And secondly, as much as we want to compare, but don't compare players. Don't say, even if I'm speaking to my player, don't say that player is better than you or that player is better. No, don't undermine other players, and be patient. Remember, we're not born the same. We're human beings. We all make mistakes. We're not born the same. But don't judge players, and be patient with everyone. I know about like you're interviewing me today. You are one of my players.
Yeah.
If tomorrow maybe somebody interviews you, it might take the whole 2 hours talking about me. How I used to be very strict with you. Not only with you, but with all the players. And remember, be strict in a very respectable way, honest and fair. Then you're sharp. Players will respect you.
One thing I learned from you is you always love the underdogs, and you always like to work with people who want to work. I remember in our case, we used to train to be fit.
Yes.
Players must be fit. And once you are fit, and then you can do pretty much everything. You can compete.
Yes.
There's no challenge that's going to come your way, and you won't back down because of your feet, and you're confident in yourself. Because I remember a quote by Marcus Garvey when he said that in the race of life, you need confidence. Without confidence, you are twice defeated. But with confidence, you've already won the race.
There you are. Remember, once you start playing a game, if you're fit, you've won the game. You might lose it because of their and their mistakes, but coming to playing the game, you'll be on top of the opponents. Like you said, Marcus Garvey.
Yeah.
Yes.
The confidence, yeah. Because without confidence, you're twice defeated.
Yeah, twice defeated.
Yeah.
So, underrated players, those are the hardworking players in every team. If I should give one example, look at Vala at Sundowns. Yeah. Underrated, but one of the hardworking players. So, don't look at players that you know can play. Look at players that still need help. Once you get those players at the top there, then you know you might have the so-called a complete team. So that's my belief.
Yeah.
Players that we think are not good are the players that will work hard for your team. See, so that's. I used to have good players at Powerland. I mean, you can go around and ask.
I even interviewed Teo on the podcast.
Yeah,
it was brilliant. I also told him. He even spoke about his injury. That man.
You know, if you speak about that injury, like
he cried, man.
I went to him.
He cried.
A day before the game.
And let me finish this. And he said you told him that, I don't know who he told. He said you must not play this guy.
Yes.
And then he was played. Then
I think I was going, if not overseas.
Or you were going overseas?
I think I was going out of my Mamelodi.
Yeah.
And the funny part is, I know they were going to play on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I went to him at night on Saturday.
Yeah.
I said, Soho, remember you're one of the best players. I'm not saying don't play, but I'm saying don't play. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, at the
end of the day, you're going to make decision. It's your life, it's your football, but please don't play that game. Don't. And the way it was like a gambling. It was like a gambling.
Was it like a prophecy?
No, it's not a prophecy. It's like I was trying to protect him.
Or you could feel that maybe something.
Yeah, something might happen. You see, and by then, remember, he was the best player in
Mamelodi at the time. Yeah, by
far. The best player, and then most of the team wanted him. And then, if he went, remember he played for the Boss. But by then it was after the injury.
Yeah.
If he played for that team before the injury, it was going to be something. Maybe by now he PSL. But he was and when I came back, I think the mom or whoever said so he's injured. Or that I dropped everything and I went to him. But I didn't say I told you not to play.
Yeah. It was sad.
I said so. Maybe it was meant to be, because I didn't tell him no. It was not meant for you to be a professional player, but maybe you'll be successful in something else, trying to motivate him and all that. But after the injury, he played for the Boss. Yes, and I also, one of my goalkeepers, I took him from Norway. I think we didn't have a goalkeeper, Andres.
Yeah, Andres.
Let me just mention his name. I took him from Norway. I said, Andres, Baba, you're tall.
And he was very rebellious.
Yeah, he was
problematic.
Yeah, but let's not say problematic, because problematic is another word. Let's say he was very open. Let me use the word. If he doesn't like a thing, doesn't like it. It doesn't matter who you are, but if he doesn't like a thing, doesn't like it. That's how he's an open book. If he's angry, you can see him. If he's happy, you can see him. If he doesn't like a thing, you can see him. So I took him from Norway also. I said, Andres, you're going to be my goalkeeper. I said, yes. We trained, we did everything. The Boss also wanted him. He played for the Boss for like 2 or 3 seasons. And then he left because of other commitment. Yeah, but I'm proud of Powerline, because we produced, even though they didn't reach wherever I wanted them to be, but I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the team. Yeah.
Which countries have you traveled to?
I went to 2 countries only. I went to England. No, 3 countries. I went to England, I went to France, I went to Ireland. But the Ireland one was from France to Ireland. So it's France to Ireland. I think it's like from here to Durban. Yes, it's not that
not
far.
too far.
Yeah, it's not. I think you catch a flight to Alice like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, something like that. It's not
How was the experience there?
You.
What were you doing? Is it
Remember
sports
it was
related?
Yes, because when I was working at CBC.
Oh yeah,
Yes. We went there for soccer. It was not only we went there for soccer. I think only for also hockey.
Yeah.
I think also netball, something like that. But I was more on soccer.
Yeah.
You see, so we went there. We played some academies there, but not the first team academies.
Yeah.
Yes, some academies there, and but I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed all my trips. It was very nice. It was a good experience being first time on the plane. Remember, that's always the first time.
Yeah.
Yes. My first trip was to England.
Yeah.
Heathrow Airport in England. Yes, we landed there. That's my and my second one was in France. From France, we went to
Ireland.
To the Republic of Ireland. Yes.
Would you say it's your proudest moment of your life?
Proudest moment in terms of traveling might be that, but in terms of soccer generally, I will say my proudest moment was to see my team developing. That's my proudest moment, to see Powerline from nowhere, where everybody will take a notice. You know, people used to ask, like, when after the games, when they like get into the central football, they said, what's the score? How did you win? Did you win, guys? They were not asking, how did you play?
Yeah.
They said, what's the score? Did you win the game? Like, you know, but in our first season, they knew that we were going to be like. But my proudest moment was to see my team developing when the whole Mafa League taking notice of Powerline. That's my proudest moment. That's my proudest moment. Yes.
That's true. So, in football, did you feel like giving up at some time? Because you know, football is an emotional sport. Did you feel like giving up? If so, and how did you come back from that setback?
You know, there was one time. Let me mention this because it's one thing that built most of the players. There was one time when I was coaching Powerline. I was from work and I got to the soccer field. I saw players, they were sitting down and not training because I used to give responsibilities to the so-called senior players or the captains and whoever. I used to give responsibilities to those guys. I said, guys, because I'm going to be late, let's do that and that. But when I got there, everybody was sitting down.
Sure.
Nothing was happening. I said, guys, what's wrong? They were afraid to tell me. I said, you know what? I'm not going to talk to you as a coach.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you as a friend. And I'm not going to hold any grudges. What's the problem? They said, Coach Ish, you know how players will never say it straight. No, Coach, no, players are not happy with you. Maybe it was before your time, I don't know. Players are not happy with you and that. I thought, okay, I agree, are not happy with me. So what is the decision? What will be the best thing for the team? No, we need to get another coach. I said, okay, it's fine. I understand. It's part of life. It's football. I left. I said, okay, guys, okay. Because you're not training because of me, let me just leave so that you can be able to train. Okay? Yeah. They played the first game, they lost. They played the second game, they lost. They played the third game, they lost. They came back to me. I said, Coach, things are not going well. I said, I can come back, but under one condition. Either you do things my way, or I don't come at all. And they said, no, Coach, it's fine, come back. And we start winning. Winning. I think we end up like second or third in the league. So, but remember, in life, you learn life differently from different people. So it was also a learning curve for me. I did not give up. I gave them space. Yes, I did not give up. I gave them space. If they were going to do well, I was going to look for another team to coach. So basically, I was not giving up. I was just giving them that benefit of that. That's okay, guys.
They can see things.
Just see things made from a different coach and see how it goes. You see. But I used to go then sit up there in the stand and watch the game.
Them,
You could see when they make mistakes. Said, okay, they were supposed to do that. They were supposed to do that. But because you're not a coach, sit there and just watch the game. And after the game, they come to me and said, but coach, I said, guys, you know what? Respect your coach. Remember, I'm not your coach. Respect your coach and work with him.
Don't want to interfere.
No, it's not for me. It's not for me.
Do you feel like what they were complaining about, it's valid, or were they influenced?
I think they were influenced.
Because once you start winning, once the team is flowing, so many negative forces, they come.
I think that thing, if I still remember very well, I think that's when the team moved to the other side of Moretele.
Yeah.
I think that's when the whole thing started, because now there were other people that were involved and that. I think that's where they
want to hijack.
Yeah, they want to hijack everything. But that's politics. Let's not talk about
that's true. Yeah.
See, and then I went back, worked with them, but now you could see that, man, there's a friction between some of the guys, not the players now, some of the management and me. And I think most of the players were like from down there.
Yeah.
And then now you see how it goes.
Yeah,
and I